Alright, so this is pretty much going to be my last attempt at doing this. Basically, I'm trying to feed this little leopard gecko here, and I'm trying to capture it on video. And it's being it's been a very difficult process because, one, she's in her little dark hide, and the camera's really crappy about picking up, you know, the light in there. And two, she doesn't like to eat from tongs, she likes to hunt. So I've been just like dropping them in there, and they go down into the dark abyss, if you will. And you can't see it on the camera, and I can see her eating them, but you guys can't. It's very frustrating. But anyway, we'll try this again. I think she's been eating around about 15 crickets. Oh, here she comes. Here comes the queen herself. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I've got these gut-loaded crickets here. Well, a cricket. She's eaten the last 4 or whatever it's been. Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, these are gut-loaded crickets. They've been feasting on oranges and are dusted with calcium powder. With D3, you can see her little face in there. Move out of the way. Oh gosh, well that's only better. Let's see if she comes out and gets it. Let's see. Yep. She loves the hunt. Yeah, she got it. Good girl. Mmm, delicious. Was it good? Was that yummy? Look at her. Yeah? You like? She's like, I'd like you to get me more. That's what I would freaking like. So let's see, she ate 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need at least 4 more crickets to possibly satiate this little beast. Yeah. So, this is just like her enclosure, her temporary enclosure. I'll probably keep her in this small one that her owners had her in for a little while longer, until, you know, I'm comfortable that she doesn't have any kind of metabolic bone disease or early stages of it. And she's eating regularly. Like today she's been voracious. No problems eating whatsoever. But, you know, I'd like to keep that up for at least maybe another month. Maybe a little sooner I'll get a bigger enclosure. I'm not too sure, but she's doing fairly well in here so far. So, I did upgrade a lot of things. Like I put loose substrate. This is 50% eco earth and 50% forest floor, which, you know, some people don't agree that leopard geckos should be kept on loose substrate. I mean, I guess it's a bit of a risk, but eco earth has been proven to be passable, so they don't suffer impaction from this substrate. Now, sand, yes, never put leopard geckos on sand, ever, 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 never, ever. Or gravel, or anything like that. Excuse me, but this stuff is basically ground up coconut coir, and it has been proven to that leopard geckos can pass it. Now, I am being somewhat careful in that, you know, I try not to put the crickets on something that she's going to swallow, like one of the more finer pieces of forest floor here, or like the moss that I have here, the sphagnum moss. But this stuff, she's not gonna eat it. And she actually did take a bite of one of the pieces of the forest floor, and she spit it right back out. She was like, "Oh, that's not a cricket." Blah, blah. So she's no dummy. But you know what? Let me go get more crickets for her. I need 4 more, and I will kind of give a preview of like how they're being kept. must please ignore the mess. But this is calcium powder with D3, and it is super important for their diet because they need that D3 in order to have healthy bones and immune systems. So, like, again, please, my mess. I am not perfect. Dishes are not done. Anyway, so I'm going to attempt to catch some of these, and this is how I'm keeping them, right? There's more crickets in here. These are like little hidey holes, and I put moist tissues, and they've been really enjoying this so far. This is like the same substrate I'm using for her, so they have some moisture trapped in there, because crickets need moisture. A lot of people don't know that, but they really do. And I put some of this stuff, which is basically extra food for them. It's got apparently vitamins and stuff. I don't really know how great it is for them, but really all they need is, you know, fresh fruit that keeps them hydrated and fed, and plenty of space to roam around. So I'm going to attempt to grab that. Gotcha. Grab some. Gotcha. Oh, I was hoping I would get like a twofer, but I didn't. Oh, what do you want? Azahar, you get fed once a day. Don't lie to me. You're not hungry. No, you're not. He does. He gets fed. He already gets fed. I mean, he's already been fed. Oops. Here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe I'll put a 5th, just in case. Like, I want her to have a really good, healthy meal today. And yeah, that's the gist of the cricket keeping. They really enjoy it. I mean, it's kind of stinky, kind of, sort of, but not really. And check it out. Yeah, that one's all moldy. I need to take that one out. Let me take this one out, I think. Yeah, no more crickets on there. Okay, good. Bye-bye, orange. Put this back. And now they have the more fresh stuff to eat. And yeah. Basically, Friday I'm going to pick up some more fruit. Probably more oranges and some leafy greens so they can have a varied diet. But yeah, so these guys are in here. Go put the lid back on so that they don't decide to jump out. And another thing is, like, people are probably going to be like, oh, don't they jump out of there? Aren't you going to be afraid that you'll have crickets all over the house? No. The thing is, they don't jump high up. They jump more forward. Grasshoppers are really the ones that jump really high. Gotta shake this around just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys, it's the food chain. I didn't decide it. I'll try it again. Here she goes. I spooked her a little bit. My bad. She's really not used to being handled, like, at all. So I feel bad. Sometimes she gets really spooked with interactions. See if she'll come out here. This grasshopper's like, cricket is like clinging to my tongs. Dang, that was fast. She already got it. See? You can probably see her somewhat better. Where's this dang stupid reflection off the lamps. My body isn't helping at all. Of course. Okay, I'll take another one. Not sure she'll take that one because he's a little bit debilitated now. I think I squished him too hard when I grabbed him. She definitely sees him. This is just impossible to film right now. Look. Had to wiggle that one a little bit because I think when I grabbed it with the tongs, I grabbed it a little too hard and he was pretty much already dead. So I had to kind of simulate more walking-like behavior. Yeah, she's so fast when she gets it. She's like a little velociraptor or something. It's wonderful. I am very much entertained by it. Alright, which one of you poor souls is next? You look good. You look... You look delicious. So we can get her, like, coax her out. Yeah. Yum. It's awesome. Man, she's just a hungry little demon. Okay, Mama, one more. Then we're done. And I do intend to, like, switch her over to a more varied diet. Because I do like, you know... I do like animals to have a more naturalistic and varied diet. I think that's just overall better for them. And I really want to start a dubia roach colony. Come on. One more. Come get it. Come get it. See her? Yeah, there you go. Delicious. Isn't that good? Wasn't that scrumptious? She does have a little bit of fiber in her mouth. Ah, get back here. There, got it. There's like one little piece of coconut fiber stuck in her mouth. That was good, right? Yummy. So that was fun. Maybe a nice mealworm next time, or a combination of crickets and mealworms, so I don't have to, like, burn through my supply of crickets. I think that'd be good. Mealworms, and I probably won't get dubia roaches until a while, because I don't know anybody who breeds them, like, directly, so... There she goes, and she's going to be happy in there. And this is, by the way, this is her hot hide. And then I had to kind of create a cold hide over here. And I did that with a broken terracotta pot. And basically kind of stuffed the back of it so that no light gets in there. And it's kind of like sealed. And she does like it. She does hang out in there. She hangs out in the very, very back and kind of curls up. Which is good. So, and then, I mean, I had to kind of jerry-rig that because I don't get paid until Friday. Real talk. But I mean, hey, whatever works. It was clean and she likes it. And I kind of like the look of it. It's kind of cute. It's perfect for her size. This hide, by the way, is way too big. Basically, come Friday, this is the first thing I'm gonna buy besides the thermostat, because unfortunately her keepers before her did not use the thermostat. And she has the heat mat going on right now, and I packed on the layers of substrate to where my temp gun was reading about 91. Let me see if it's the same. Right there. That's 86 degrees. I'm pretty okay with that, honestly. Over here where she's been laying is 81. Eh. And then like here, look at that. 97 degrees. Like, working without a thermostat is just bad. Don't ever do it. I know these people didn't know any better, but like, thankfully, where she's been laying, it's been like in the upper 80s, low 90s, according to my readings. But it's just, that's definitely one of the things I'm getting is a thermostat and a smaller hide. So she, one, has more room in here, and two, she feels more secure in her hide. But yeah, guys, if you have reptiles, do not use a heat mat without a thermostat. It gets way too hot. This one, before I packed on like a thick layer of substrate over it, and I went thick. Like right here is actually, you can't really tell, but it's a little mound like that. This is basically like a little substrate hill, because the heat mat by itself was around 114 degrees. That is way too hot for a leopard gecko. So this is my like super short-term temporary solution. And it barely works, but it's working for now until Friday comes around, and we're going to fix that. So this is her upgrade, and I can assure you she is a lot happier than she was, because previous owners had the reptile carpet in here, which is not terrible. It's okay. I'm just glad they didn't use sand. But it was very dry. And it was full of the calcium powder that they had just kind of dusted everywhere. Which is not the best. I actually have some of her calcium without D3 in a little bottle cap right back there. You can probably barely see it. And they will lick it. If they need it, you know, it's available to her if she wants. So they don't really need it like dusted everywhere like powdered sugar or anything. Just put it in a tiny little container where they can get it, and they will go get it when they need it. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to show, and it's not the best. Like these thermometers, they're crappy. I will be getting a digital thermometer. It's not necessarily like high on my list of priorities, because I have this, and this thing is super accurate and super amazing. I want 20 of these. And I check temperatures every day, especially without the thermostat. I've been checking like every hour with the heat mat to make sure it's not getting too hot. It's just no good. No bueno. No thermostat is no bueno. Anyway, these analog thermometers are not the best. They're pretty inaccurate, but anyway, I won't get into that. She's getting more upgrades. By Friday, everything should be mostly upgraded. That's her water, by the way, if you didn't get that. And I'll be giving her new foliage. This is just what I had. Just spare foliage that I didn't use for my snakes. And it gives her cover, which is important. She needs the cover. So, I think I'll skip feeding tomorrow, and then I'll feed her the day after. And I want to take feeding fairly slow, because she's new and she's getting used to things. But like I said, I can tell she's a little happier because her previous owner was complaining that she never got to see her. She never saw the gecko. She never comes out of her hide because the way the owners had set it up was so open. There was like nothing for her to feel comfortable in, and there was only one hide, this one, on the hot side. So she just spent all of her time way back in the back there. Well, when I changed everything and I put her in, she literally just pretty much hung out like right there in the back and fell asleep like out in the open. I'm like, you know, these animals are, you know, they're cryptic. They need shelter. If you don't provide the shelter, then yeah, or if you only provide one shelter for a shelter-loving animal, then yeah, you're never going to see it. So, I mean, you know, people aren't perfect. And there's a lot of false information floating around out there, especially concerning leopard geckos, but I am so glad to have her. She is so cute. And I'll try to get better videos. Thanks for sticking with me and ignoring my messy apartment. Have a good day, y'all. More leopard gecko updates soon. And I still haven't decided on a name. She's a no-named leopard gecko. So hopefully next video she will have a name. Alright, y'all. We're gonna let her rest. Digest. Peace.